This is the Commencal Meta Power, with architecture designed to swallow up the smash and bang out of the climbs, descents, and, well, pretty much everything else. The Meta is said to be a spirited, dynamic bike, ready to maraud through rock and roots and generally play hell. In other words, an all-round beast. But today is Judgment Day for myself and this bike. See, this is the Don. Now, many people consider him to be the ultimate all-rounder and a man who, behind that steely glare, can go into combat anytime, any place or anywhere.
Combat? I didn't realise it's man-to-man combat, but I've got the right tool for it. I reckon a trail ripper. But all that chat sounds like a Martini advert, Steve.
Well, not an advert, but I do have to say thanks to Commencal and Shimano for bringing us these bikes, so we can have a bit of a catch-up, a bit of banter, and go head-to-head. But I did not know that you were getting an antique.
Antique? This is brand new trail ripper, Steve. Talking about antiques, how is that hip replacement?
Yeah. Anyhow, enough of the hip replacement. Wasn't it Max Commencal that said e-bikes are the great democratisers?
Oh, we'll see about that.
The route for the day then is comprised of 3 climbs and 3 descents, both the ups and the downs getting progressively steeper and more technical. And so, in a challenge of ever-increasing gradients, we wanted to see what exactly was the breaking point of each bike-rider combination. So the plan for the day then, a relatively simple one, of trying to royally push my friend the Don and his bike to the limits. Exiting the first time downhill stage, GMBN's finest and most accomplished downhill racer had the advantage. Not massive, but enough to allow him to gain a slight lead. The Don tore up the gravel track, albeit designed for lorries, and wide enough and smooth enough for an inner city ring road, and with just about as much excitement. Well done! Hey! Look, this is all a bit dull. We know that I'm just not into this. This is like built for a lorry, a logging machine.
I was just about to have you there, and I reckon over this brow I'll get over your limit.
Oh, above the 25, you mean?
I reckon.
Well, you can do. I guess that is true, but can we go and do something a bit more involved?
Come on, man. Show me something good.
So Don, this is climb number 1, the first proper climb. Now this used to terrify me when I was riding one of them, because all those little collisions, the old sort of sleepers, just take all the energy out of you. And by the time you get about half a mile up there, you are wasted.
Half a mile?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound that great, Jones, but you know.
But yeah, like I said, not really the kind of track you'd ride on one of them. Definitely more of an e-bike track, but nevertheless, a mellow e-bike track.
Oh, right. So we're going to time up this, are we?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, go on, then.
Yeah, I think so. I know we've ridden mountain bike versus e-mountain bike before, but I've never done a comparison on a climb versus an e-bike versus an athlete like yourself.
Don't really fancy my chances, Jones, and I think my boost setting is sort of inoperable at the moment.
Ah, okay.
Go on.
Right, okay.
3, 2, 1, go! Right, here we go.
Don is, well, I guess no real surprise, seeing as I'm on a e-bike. Let's tick off a couple of things about the Meta Power Signature. First of all, 29-inch wheels, front and rear, all alloy chassis, 155mm travel on the back, and a mighty 170 up front. Ah, Don, how the devil are you?
Well, that is no contesting boost.
It's not really, is it? It's not rocket science to know that.
What about though, if you're out for a longer ride, you wouldn't be able to ride boost everywhere. So it'd be interesting to see what it's like in eco.
Okay. Continue the climb in eco.
Come on then, give me a fighting chance.
And fight you will, I can assure you that. Are you hanging in there, Don?
Well, it's much closer, but to be fair, even when it kicks up a little bit, or it gets rough, you do still drop me, and I'm sticking down the power. And even, to be fair, it's quite nice and firm today. I think if it was soft ground, a bit muddy, I reckon you'd drop me.
Yeah, it would be, and it's not too technical. Obviously, we do a bit more technical riding later, and of course, we've got the weight difference as well. It does prove we can go for a ride, a 90 kilo rider on a E-man bike.
Yeah, I'm probably just about 70, just under probably,
yeah. But what about if I switch it off?
I should have you covered, I'd expect.
Okay, off with the motor. Here we go. I guarantee you'll put in super effort. Oh, hang it in for 10 yards. Yeah. Crikey, so much time waiting for the Don. What should we do? Talk about the bike. What about the colour, folks? Pearl white and electroplate lagoon. What a beauty. Loads of e-bike specific parts on this bike. We've got E-spec cranks from E13, H1700 wheel set from DT Swiss, a Fox transfer seat post, very nice, and hubs, they're Swiss. Yes, Swiss no less.
I'm riding the Commencal Meta TR29. TR stands for trail bike, and it's a great example of how capable these bikes have become. They bomb down the hills, but they're keen for an epic ride as well. It's a 140mm travel bike with a 160 fork, 29er wheels. 29-inch wheels that have become almost standard for getting over rough terrain fast, and suspension kinematics that adds that dynamic ride. It's got a 64.5-degree head angle, so slightly more spiky and nimble than Steve's, but this is still a trail bike, so still in the realms of slack for one of those bikes. It's got 465mm reach for the medium that I'm riding, so fairly roomy. Big fork, big stoppers, its intentions are clear, even if it is a trail bike. It's alloy, it's stiff, and most importantly, agile. Steve, are you agile?
Well, no surprise, I guess, Don.
No, I think, yeah, it's obvious. You've got to be well covered on the climbs.
Even in eco.
But this is a trail bike, it'll happily do it. It's just nowhere near as fast, yeah. Tell you what, this is a rowdy bike though, big fork. I think this is going to be really good downhill. Yeah. That's going to be interesting, see how that matches up.
Well, climb one done. I think it's now time to hit some downhill, your favourite thing. And then we're going to step things up a little bit when it comes to the next climb. Something a bit looser, rockier and steeper.
Well, I'm going to lose even more, do you think?
It's not a race, Don.
Is it?
Whoa, you're not going off that, Don, here?
I was going to.
That's massive. All right, time to strut your stuff then. I'll count you in. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Better go and catch him up then, man. I mean, after all, I'm only, what, 6 minutes ahead?
similarities between the bikes, to be fair, Steve. Aluminium frame or aluminium chassis? I know you love to say chassis.
Well, no, I say chassis, frame. I used to say frame until someone said it's not a frame, it's a chassis. It's a frame, right?
Same
it's cockpit. A bike frame.
Bar and stem, same.
Is it cockpit though? It's a bar and stem.
All right.
I mean, cockpit, what, you're on a 747 or what? I mean, this is, yeah.
Alloy wheels, 29ers. You've got bigger, burlier things. You've got the same brake, Shimano XT, but you've got the 4-pot compared to my 2-pot. Bigger, chunkier tyres. I guess all to deal with the weight. You've got 38 fork, I got a 36. Yeah. Similar, but slightly bigger and narrower.
I got super gravity tyres on my bike. I've got the Magic Mary up front and good old Betty on the back, big Betty. But Don, I think there is one major, I mean, you talk about similarities, there's one major difference. Very fast and, well, not quite so fast.
Are we talking about climbing here?
He's always got an answer, isn't he? Always got an answer. Well, I think it's going to be a long day in the hills. But as the Don said at the beginning of the climb, big fork, big stoppers and big trail intentions on this bike. Now, in terms of sizing, I've got a 475mm reach size large, but forget about the big intentions. This bike has got big climbing intentions. So the chainstay, the bottom bracket, the head angle are all tuned in to get you a great all-round bike, which is good at climbing, descending and going along and across too. So that's 2 climbs, 2 descents done, which means 1 more up and 1 more down. I think the Don is probably doing slightly better at the downs. Right, so the dial has gone from I'm gonna up to
yeah, it looks like it. This must be the final test, Steve. Come on.
It's the final test, and I'm not sure that an e-mountain bike can get up here even. But we've got to try these things, Don.
Really? Yes,
we've got to
must
try
we?
these things. It's part 1 done. Oh my God, so steep. Don, so we're 2/3 the way up the final climb. I think this is where e-bikes have definitely got the advantage. You can just keep your momentum up the techie climb.
I think I'm going for a nice walk up there.
Look, give it a go. 2/3 of the way. It's going to get even steeper after this.
Right, first go.
Yeah, I reckon you need a 24 tooth on that, Don.
Oh, I'm running 32.
He's got it, he's got it. Ooh. Oh my God, there's got to be a breaking point somewhere. I'm sure of it. Holy shit. What?
No chance.
Oh my God. That's ridiculous. That's just ridiculous.
How's that bike feeling now?
It's just not bad, you know, 24 kilos.
Oh, I don't know how I'm going to get up here. This is a bad idea.
On the last part of the last climb, having waited to summit together, the limits of both bikes were finally reached. And we both agreed carrying bikes is not what it's about. And so it was that under such chilling minus conditions, the end was welcome, and it was a case of warming the beers rather than chilling them. We set out to establish which bike is faster up and down the mountain. I think it's pretty clear that my colleague, the Don, is marginally slower downhill and up the hill. Only joking, Don, only joking. Listen, we've ridden e-bikes everywhere.
Yeah.
I think the question is, can an e-bike do the things that a mountain bike cannot?
Climbing, definitely, yeah. I mean, it's much quicker. I guess, you know, hiker bike is going to win, but I kind of try and avoid that anyway.
Yeah.
It's a rewarding bike to rouse downhill, definitely. I was just thinking about which would I rather if I could only ride one down. I don't know, it's just such a close run thing, to be honest. This is really agile, I can throw it around. It's not like that isn't, that's a great downhiller as well, but yeah. I don't know, difficult.
Are they simply just not two different tools?
For the same fun thing that they are, I guess.
Pretty much, they're toys, right?
Exactly.
And, you know, I've ridden these for decades and I continue to ride these, and it's just, I'm doing different things now to what I was doing on those bikes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Don, great catching up with you.
Thanks very much.
Antique that you are not. Still.
Not just yet.
Guys, let us know your thoughts. Are you thinking about going to an e-mountain bike from a mountain bike, or maybe you're going from a mountain bike to an e-mountain bike to a mountain bike? Let's not forget the unconscious bias here, Don. Let's not forget that. Please let us know your thoughts. Don, thanks for coming out. I'd like to get you on the e-bikes again. And we'll see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe to EMBN for more e-mountain bike content.